Have you ever walked into a supermarket, or maybe you're at work and somebody says something to you and it just hits you and it just grabs you emotionally and you got really upset over it and it doesn't make a rational sense at all? Like it wasn't even important to you, but there you were in that moment feeling all upset and het up over it and you just don't know why. Now imagine if you had the ability to change your emotional state at will. Your emotions are chemical releases within the body which are addictive, so it's highly plausible to find yourself going around in circles, leaving you wondering what the hell is going on and why isn't anything changing for you. If you want to change your life, you've also got to let go of these toxic emotions that you no longer want to feel. You've got to learn how to really take control of your mind so that it works for you and not against you. No longer just go into that default, which is exactly the reason why it's hard for you to manage your mind right now. It's that return to default when the going gets tough or you become reactive to a situation. And here you are finding yourself going through that process all over again. You see, it's possible to become addicted to living the life that you don't want in that moment in work or in the shops where there you were firing off imprints from the past. It could have been the person's tone of voice. It could have been their hairstyle that reminded you of someone from your past. It could have been their facial expression, or maybe how fast or how slow they spoke to you. It could have been their smell, their body odour or perfume. Our minds are storing so much more information that we can't ever consciously track at any one time. Yet your unconscious part of the mind stores everything, every experience you ever had, every bit of information you've ever received throughout your entire life. Some people feel that things are happening to them, but the reality, it's not just happening to them. You are the one reacting to the meaning that you've created upon that given situation. You see, there's a recipe, a formula that's creating that response, that way of being. And when you can step outside of that pattern, things begin to change and you can become liberated from it once and for all. Think about it. All your life, you've been told what to think, but you've never really been taught how to think. And this is why you're really struggling to manage your emotions as well as your psychology. So if you want to be finally back in control, back in the driver's seat of your life and end this emotional addiction once and for all so that you no longer suffer, just simply click the link below to get started with your personal bespoke coaching and hypnosis program tailored to your exact need. You'll discover the root causes around why your mind is deriving these circumstances in your life right now and end this pattern for good so that you can be free to be yourself again. Your one-to-one program is going to help you to start feeling healed and whole and liberated with yourself to live the life that you deserve. So be sure to click the link below. Now, the thing is, when we get caught up in the moment, our ability of responding calmly and skillfully and tactfully becomes somewhat limited. The more stress we get, the more stress we get. The more anxious we become, the more anxious we become. The more anxious and stressed we become, the more anxious and stressed we become. So pretty soon, you'll find your responses are limited to lashing out at either yourself or other people around you. Your vocabulary is limited somewhat to 4-letter words, often, especially for women, in high-pitched aggressive tones and with random grunts and screams of anguish, where in actual fact, you have much more capability in those moments than you ever thought possible. You see, your mind can take in up to 2.3 million bits of information at any given time. However, we consciously only take in a fraction of that information at any one time. So you're not responding to the whole picture of what's happening around you. You're responding to your perception. Have you ever had that moment when two of your friends have given you two different versions of the same event? Or maybe you've got kids and one of them tells you what happened and then later on you get a completely different version from the other child, yet they both protest that they're the ones who are right and the other one is lying. It happens all the time, right? This explains why you can have two or more people experience the exact same thing, yet have very different experiences and respond in very different ways. So at best, we're taking in just a tiny bit of information of what's really going on. Your conscious mind can only process so many pictures, sounds, tastes, touch, and feelings, which have been limited based on your filters. That 2.3 million pieces of information needs to go through a filtration system, otherwise you would just be completely overloaded. This filtration system has been set down unconsciously based upon your previous experiences, your beliefs, your cultures, values, assumptions, your personal preferences. All of those different filters are shaping what meaning you create upon the world around you. In NLP, this is known as the map of your world. Now, your map is what you have created throughout your life and how we continue to filter through this vast amount of information every second. Another filter that we have is through a different process, which is called deletion, distorting, and generalize. If you had any idea of how much information you were deleting, you'd just be astounded. But you've got to do it. Your body would be so overwhelmed with the amount of information coming to you. Now, the fact that you're still watching this video means that you are curious about making changes in your life. Those filters that are set down can be changed. So if you're ready to change that limited thinking and embrace learning something new about what is possible for you, click the link below to get started with your personal bespoke coaching and hypnosis program, which is tailored to your exact need. Which is why, once again, you can see a link below that'll take you over to a quick video. From there, you'll get instant private 24-hour access to my calendar so that we can get together on a call to discuss that issue that's been holding you back up until now and set the plan for your success. If you are ready to take things to the next level and get started, simply click that link below for a free strategy session with me. My service is not a one-size-fits-all. It just can't be. Think about what I've shared so far, and based on that information, it's now obvious that we all have our own unique way of viewing the world. So what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another. As soon as you join my program, I'll send you over a brief form to fill in, as that's going to help me to help you get the best out of this process, and we'll get started on your journey right away. Thanks for watching this video. I'm Amy Cinnamon, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.